Hi everybody, it's your Uncle Rock. So I haven't made a video in a while. I figured I'd make one here today because I've been dealing with something that was an absolute pain in the ass because I never knew how to do it. And I gotta share this in case it ever comes up for anybody else. Alright, so the backstory, I bought a Jeep Patriot back in January that had some aftermarket rims on it, and these aftermarket rims had locking lug nuts on it. So when I bought the Patriot, they hadn't given a key to the dealership for it. It's like a little, I guess, attachment that goes on a socket that fits over these locking lug nuts, and you can turn them. Without that key, you can't get your wheels off. I had to change my brakes on this thing, so I've been just beating my head against the wall while the brakes are making like these awful grinding sound for the last couple of weeks, trying to figure out how to get it off. I took it all kinds of car dealerships, tire places, brake places, places you figure would have like keys for all these locking lug nuts, because this has to happen more often than just me. And the only people that talked to me about it would, said basically they could try to get it off with a tool, but it might break the post that the lug nut goes onto, which would be another couple $100 to replace that apparently. So I started looking around for a way to get it off myself, tried a few different things, and nothing has worked until today. So I'm going to share what did work in case you ever have the same problem where you have a locking lug nut on a used vehicle you get that you can't get off because they didn't supply the key. This is no way meant to be used for any illegal purposes or anything else, but it could be helpful, and it could save you like a couple $100, I guess, down the road if you have to do this for yourself, and also to save you just a lot of time if you ever have to do this. So let me share this. Alright, so here is the offending lug nut, like the lock nut here. You can see that if you look on the outside edge, it has these splines that radiate up from where the lug nut would normally fit onto. This one has 8 splines, which apparently is a really hard one to come by, and 2 of the splines on each side are kind of spread out a little bit. I don't know if you've seen this picture here. And obviously this is the way a regular lug nut would work, and you would put the lug wrench over that and be able to just pop it right off. But this one you can't get anything around it because it has these special splines. And the different companies that make these locking nuts, they make splines specifically for that kit, and they might have like 8 different kinds of keys that go along with those different kits. So obviously like a regular lug wrench wouldn't work, and I went to a couple different places and they didn't have any idea how to get off either. Places you figure would know how, like a tire place or a brake place, but one place offered to get it off, but they said they might actually break my wheel and I'd have to replace the wheel, which I wasn't super geeked about that. Getting online, looking around, I found a few things. Oh, that's really out of focus. I found a few things that helped. One of the things I found was this. It's called a Gator Grip. If you look at it here, you can see it has all these little pins, and when you push down on them, it basically makes the socket fit whatever drive you're trying to fit it into. So I could even make it something shaped like my thumb in there, let's say, or I could put it on this and push it in place, and it will actually conform to like where the splines are on that lock key. Problem is they don't go in really far. That's about as far as it gets, and I don't know if you can even see that there in the picture. They don't go in super far, so when you try to like wrench it off, it kind of wants to pop loose. But this is one thing that might work. The other thing I got, which I've already tried on 3 of the wheels, worked really good, was this Maddox Superior Automotive Tools Universal Locking Lug Nut Removal Set. Basically, you open this up right here. That's the one I've been using. You can see inside here it has these different like kind of teeth. You kind of hammer it on and they kind of rotate around, so as you twist it like you normally would to twist it off, it pulls it in place like even farther. So once you got a good bite on it, it just tightens down on the the locking lug nut even more, and it's pretty easy to get off. You might need some kind of like impact wrench or like a breaker bar to get it off, but I was able to make that happen. One second, I'll show you how that works. Got the right one. So I'm going to set this on there. Spline in. take some kind of hammer. I should probably use a mallet, but I got this blacksmith hammer already in my car. Type that in place. Try to be gentle because, you know, those posts are pretty fragile. Take this breaker bar here. Put that in the socket. And bing, bang, boom, you broke it loose. This is a matter of taking it off either. Past that. For me, my impact wrench wasn't quite strong enough to do this, so this breaker bar definitely did the trick. It's got more leverage than the little impact wrenches do. I don't really like to use impact wrenches on the lugs anyway because you could twist them off pretty easy, or you could tighten them down to the point where you just can't get them off. There we go. It's out. This kit also comes with a little rod inside there. You can put inside the deal there and kind of pop it out. So there you go. Now to be sure that I don't forget about it later on, I'm going to go ahead and put this lug nut in where it goes. So I'm going to be driving on the road without a lug nut on. Try not to get it too gorilla tight, but pretty snug. That'll be good. Alright, so that's it. It's been a huge pain in my ass for the last couple of weeks, but I got it figured out. I just want to share that with everybody else.